So he bought the fireman ladder that unrolls. So he will put it from the second window, right, second floor window, unroll the ladder down, and then she had to climb. She had to climb into the house.
To be honest.
To be honest. To be honest.
To be honest.
To be honest. Welcome to another episode of To Be Honest. So today's topic is very interesting because we'll be talking about dating and specifically what is the craziest thing we've done for love. So it was really inspired by one of our girls' talks. We were talking about all the stupid things we've done and we thought it'd be really funny to share with everybody. So if you have any crazy stories that you have done yourself, please comment in the comment box below. Okay, hey, you guys know, right? There's some friends that we know, right? They are very close to us. But suddenly when they go into a relationship, they disappear. Or they are like totally not themselves, you know. They go missing, then they only come to you when, let's say, something bad happens, or like, let's say they break up, right? Then they come back to you with a lot of horror stories. Y'all got friends like that? Because I have a few friends, right? Like suddenly disappear because they are super in love, maybe like for months on end, and then after that, somehow it just didn't work out and they are not themselves when they're in a relationship. Have you?
I think that's very common though.
Yeah.
No? All my friends are like that.
I think I'm like that.
Yeah, most people are like that, but I do feel like it's okay. I will tell them, go and have fun, go and love your lover first. One day your body come back to me.
No, we'll just be there when they come back, lah, you know, basically. Yeah. So one of the things that we wanted to talk about, or one of the things I saw on TikTok, right, is like crazy stuff that people have done for love. So on TikTok, I just saw recently there was this clip where this Belgian lady, she had like a love triangle with one of her boyfriends, but this boyfriend was cheating on her with another girl. Okay, so they're cheating on her. Then after that, she decided she knew that they were going for a parachuting trip. Okay, so she knew they were doing that, so she went to go and destroy or damage the parachute of that girl. Okay, and then nobody knew, and she actually fell 13 kilometers or something lah, and actually died.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then she was sent to jail, 30 years in prison. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's crazy, right? Like even if you see on Netflix, there's so many documentaries. Like you see, and most of the time it's like because of love or like, yeah, basically love lah. Yeah. So that these like extreme stuff, like criminal things. Yeah. So very crazy. So like I think Mick, right, that day she was telling me that she done something super crazy, but she didn't want to share. So what do you do? Because you did share before briefly, but I was like, we didn't have time to talk about it.
It wasn't anything crazy that I did. It was my ex that's crazy.
Oh,
so it's not my fault. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, if I were to think back now to my younger self with this person, I'm just not gonna name the person.
Then if you scroll, can see or not if it's him? Like if you scroll in your IG or what, is there like traces?
No, don't keep this kind of negativity in your life.
Agree. So what did he do?
Yeah, basically the relationship that did nothing for me, nothing good at all, right? So it's just a person there lah. But when you're young, that's what you call love. So have an older sister they can talk to.
True.
Right? So the craziest thing that he ever did was get drunk and be abusive for no freaking reason. So it's to the extent that I had to go to work, day job, with smoky eye makeup because I had like bruises here. Like,
oh my god, that's bad.
You know how bruises work, right? It's purple, then green, then yellow. So I have to match my freaking eye makeup color to that. Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, that's bad.
How old were you when
God.
this happened?
23?
That's quite old already. Yes.
Yeah, I know, right?
Friend.
What's that guy's age though?
Same as me at that time.
But I feel like sometimes you cannot, like you feel like, oh, why did you stay and things like that. But at that point of time, you don't know. Like you feel you're stuck, or you feel like, oh, this is what I should take because it's very hard to let go. Is that how you felt, or?
At that point of time, you don't know what you want. So you don't even know what you deserve in a sense, right? So you just take whatever is there.
Oh, that's painful.
And then you're like, oh my god, my first few breakups. Every time you go through a breakup, you're like, I'm gonna die, but you won't die. You won't die. So just
Oh gosh.
I should have probably like made a police report.
Yeah.
Was there any
Oh, he brought me to the hospital and then told them a stupid story about how like a stranger came out and beat me and ran away. Then the nurses were so concerned. They were like, "Do you want me to file a report for you?" And they did. So I started receiving calls from police.
Okay.
Yeah, so I should have just done it.
But you didn't lah. You didn't go
Stupid,
through.
man.
Okay. Ah.
How long was this going on for?
Oh, I was in a relationship with him for 2 + 3 years.
And
Quite
it started like at the start,
Oh, from the start, he's already crazy.
but like the abusive part.
Maybe a little, then it got worse. Yeah.
Start from pushing, like point your head.
Okay, I don't really remember all these kind of things. But another ex-girlfriend of his reached out to me after they broke up to tell me that he pushed her into oncoming traffic.
Oh my god, he's
Also
crazy.
criminal.
Is he still on the streets? We need to lock him up.
So.
Oh gosh.
Goodness. Wow, that's terrible.
And so far, no one has made any reports with him.
Oh, apparently she did.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know what's going on now.
Were there any red flags at the start?
So many, right? You just like ignore. So
So all this came up even though like you were together for like 2 to 3 years already.
Mm. Not
So,
sponsored
so
by
what
the way.
was the turning point? Like, did you call it quits or how did things?
decide to just like bye. Yeah, but that has to come from you lah. No matter how many times your friends tell you, you also won't break up, right?
But what happened? Like, what was that thing that did the bye?
Can't remember. Another of his tantrums.
Okay lah, but you just can't
Probably.
take it anymore.
All of it like meshes up together because this person is just childish and like
Mm.
throwing tantrums all the time, right?
Sometimes I feel like it's a build up. For I don't know about you guys lah. Do you feel like for girls, right? It's usually a build up of things. Then you just.
Yeah,
It's not
It is.
one single.
Small things add up and
Yeah.
then you're like
One day you just
stuff I can't
explode.
say here.
Like in my head, right? I'm already checking out slowly. Then suddenly I will disappear. Anyway, if you guys are in an abusive relationship, do seek help, okay? Don't
I'll ask you to
don't
break up.
stay.
Yeah, don't stay.
Yeah. At least seek help so that you know what to do next time and know that it's wrong, okay? Anyone hit you is wrong.
Not even hitting, even if they push you. Like for fun. I don't think it's fun lah. It's not even fun.
And push back. Yeah. Even if it's like verbal abuse, I feel like it's also
crazy.
that's also quite damaging. Yeah. So
Hey, I have a story also.
wow.
Okay. So, this was a few years ago. I think, you being in your like, very first relationship, you don't really know what are like boundaries, what are standards, this kind of thing, right? So, I do recall one of my relationships. There was quite a bit of what's the word, like a different power dynamic.
Okay.
Like he was much more alpha in a sense.
They dominate you.
Yeah. Like, so I mean, verbally, there are many instances where, let's say, I give an opinion. So I was like, what, not even 20 back then.
Yeah.
I give an opinion about, let's say, current affairs or politics or whatever, right? And he would be like, huh? Why are you so ignorant? Like, huh? You don't even know about all these kind of things. Like, why you say so much? Something along those lines. So I think at that moment you don't pay too much attention to it. But now looking back, I think over and over again of like, how are you so ignorant? Why are you so dumb? These kind of things that did affect how I viewed myself, like my self-esteem a little bit. Because you know that like in a relationship you're able to share very freely, right, your opinions. Like you wouldn't expect to be judged by your partner. So
He made you feel stupid.
yeah.
That's
I would
bad.
say. Yeah.
Sounds degrading actually.
Yeah, it is degrading.
And it's a very subtle thing because like
It's not like he does it on purpose and like specific episodes, but it's just accumulated non-stop. Okay, break up.
yeah, like you can sense over time he thinks he's better, smarter. Yeah, which comes out in all these little things. Like, oh, your opinion doesn't matter because you don't even know that much anyway. Yeah.
I don't understand why is he even if he hated it so much, then why does he bother being with you?
Enjoys putting people down. It's a psycho thing.
Psychotic.
Different kinds of psycho.
Psycho.
Yeah, so that's the verbal side of things. I
Did it
guess.
end because of that, or were there other reasons?
There were other reasons also.
Okay.
Okay, if it helps, we were on a long distance actually.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Mm.
you imagine the communication really had so many issues, right? Furthermore, we have a time difference of 8 hours. And then there was one day where everything just exploded and he dropped me a text to say, how about we just break up? Yeah, so imagine me like, huh? Like I've been trying so hard and then everything just
I would have
Yeah.
thought that you would be happy that
But
like I didn't have to contact him. Like, oh, time difference, I don't need to contact him. Then you're like happy.
oh, actually I was the one that I guess okay, nothing wrong with him like pursuing his things overseas, right? But I think me being the oh my god, there's a time difference. Let's try to find time to talk and stuff. Like I was the one excited about it, I guess. Up to a point where he dropped the text to end it. I was like, okay, like I guess this is freedom for me, I guess. Yeah.
First love?
First love.
Oh, ouch.
No wonder lah.
Yeah, first love thing is a first
How old were you at that time?
I was 18 to 19.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah, very young, very young.
I feel like age does play a part as to how you act. Like when
Sure.
you're older, you're just you don't deal with
Yeah,
this.
like no, why?
You don't deal with this stuff. Yeah, but
Yeah,
maybe
for
when
sure.
you're younger, you're exploring, you don't really know. Yeah,
think
so
so.
that's fair, I guess. Okay, so let's move on to lighter stories. It's not that we don't want to talk about heavy stories, but if you would like us to talk more about it, please do let us know in the comments below.
Okay, so anyways, I have a story. I'm a sucker for love.
Oh,
I know that.
Yeah, I was a crazy person lah.
You're the crazy one.
Okay, so back then, right, I was seeing this guy. So he's a pilot. I was a cabin crew. So back then, he told me like this morning, he was like, anyways, I have one day in Osaka tomorrow. Do you want to join me? Then I was like, huh? Tomorrow? So I need to fly today lah, right? Then I was like, okay, let me find a way lah. So the thing is, the next day I had a Copenhagen flight. It was like a long flight lah, 5 days thing. So I need to take a 3-day MC to make that happen, right? So I went to the doctor. I went to the first clinic. Then I was like, I told them I'm very stressed. I can't work. I can't fly. Is it okay if I take a 3 days MC? And the doctor was like, no, I'm giving you 2 days. They say if you need a third one, you come back tomorrow lah for the third day. Then I was like, okay. I went out. I went to the next clinic. I tried again. I need to get the MC. So I keep trying lah.
Very
Okay, so
determined lady.
and I got my 3 days MC. So one of these doctor was like, okay lah, I'll give you a 3 days MC. I was like, okay, thank you. Yes. So I got a ticket. I flew to Osaka that day immediately. Yeah, so I went to Osaka. So I touched down at night, had dinner, and then he was like, okay, the next day you are gonna spend a whole day in USJ lah. So that's what we did actually, just USJ.
the whole day.
Yeah, the whole day we spent at USJ.
You got a lot of money to spend on MC.
Yeah, never mind.
Did you reimburse from him?
I didn't though.
Did he pay for your USJ stuff?
He paid for USJ, I think.
Okay lah, that's
Yeah.
her MC cost right there.
Yeah, so it's fine lor, it's fine. But anyway, I want to share. So the next day, so after the USJ, right, the next day I had to fly back. So I took his flight. But the thing is, I was using this thing called subload ticket. Means it's like if there's like remaining seats, then you can take the flight back lah. Okay, so that day there were 8 people queuing. I was the last one. So if there's not enough seat, I can't fly back at all. And there's only 1 flight per day. That will miss my next day work lah, right? And luckily there was 8 seats available. Yes, I made it back home.
Okay, you guys need to understand the gravity of this. Taking MC in SQ, it disrupts all your flights after that.
Yeah. And it is not, you're not supposed to do that. The thing is, if you are caught, right, you'll probably lose your job. Yeah. Because it's a fake MC and I flew out of Singapore. So if they actually go and check I'm not in Singapore, I'll be in trouble.
Yeah.
But it's okay, all for love.
Don't encourage that.
Not encouraged.
No.
Is it? I was just doing.
Some people learn and some people don't.
Because I didn't get caught once. Anyway, I'm not there anymore, so.
Some people feel like that's romantic. Some people feel that's stupid.
It's, I'm so sweet, don't you think so? Like,
I think it's kind of cute.
Okay, the
But
most
if you end up marrying him, like there's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it's damn bad. Okay, so it was were we dating? I think we were dating in my opinion, but at the end he told me we were not.
So you thought you were dating and you still did all of this,
Yeah.
and he wasn't on the same page as you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because he went back to his ex-girlfriend.
Huh?
Yeah.
After the whole USG thing.
Yeah. So we were see each other for half a year actually. Yeah. And then that was like in between these 6 months. And then at the end of the 6 month mark, he was like he's going to be back with his ex.
But you will still do it again.
I think she was like for him.
It's like, you know,
It's a first love thing also.
Is it a first love?
It is a first love.
Oh.
But he's not even a boyfriend. I'm so confused.
how long was that to be like a first love, you feel?
6 months? No. Actually more than that because even though he went back to the ex, he still texted me. Am I supposed to say that? But so the thing is the ex actually texted me on Telegram like one day. And she asked me, is there anything between us? But according to him, it's not, right? There's nothing, right? So I just said, nothing, lor. I'm like, you go and ask him, lah. It's not my position to say anything, regardless. If you think we are not dating, then we are not, lah.
Interesting.
Wow.
I would say it's a rebound probably. But
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Hold my drink.
but that's pretty crazy to fly all the way there and risk so much.
Yep.
You are very brave, so I
So
applaud
he
you for
made
that.
you feel very special. Even
That's
though
what they do, what?
yeah.
So speaking of flying, I was talking to this colleague of mine, who's also happened to be a close friend. Okay, so for the sake of anonymity, we'll call her Kay. Okay.
Okay.
So Kay was telling me, right, that she has this guy that she was seeing. She was dating this guy. She really likes him very much. She really likes her very much. It's just that his family doesn't like her. Okay. So they were trying to find ways to like spend time with each other. So they got like change flights, then they go out to eat. But the best part about like relationships in general, usually it's just they're parking at home, Netflix and chill, you know, spend time together, sleep over, this kind of. So she really wanted to stay over at his place. He has his own room, but to get through the front door, right, you need to like walk past all the family members lah. So it's the sister-in-law and the brother, and they have a child and a maid. Okay, so she had to go through these obstacles. So usually when they're not home, she would try and sneak in lah. Okay, so when they are home, right, so this is what the guy came up with. So he suggested that why don't you climb into my house, okay? So this guy lives on the second floor of a Pasir Ris HDB, okay? And if you imagine, right, this house is here and it's near the roundabout of the entrance into HDB. So it's like when you drive in, right, you confirm can see his his room window lah. So like he bought her this fireman ladder. Yeah, put picture up, okay? Fireman ladder. And it's from Shopee. I think it was like 20 or 30 bucks, she said. So he bought the fireman ladder that unrolls. So he will put it from the second window, right? Second floor window, unroll the ladder down, and then she had to climb. She had to climb into the house. And sometimes she tell me she does this in broad daylight.
It's so embarrassing.
See it from the bus.
How is she not on Stomp?
And people that drive past.
Yeah, confirm got people will see one.
Because like she got shown me the place before. Because we stay very near each other. I stay at Pasir Ris also. So we were standing at the bus stop. I was like, there. Then it's like really like can see the ladder coming up. Yeah. And then apparently they are both very fit. So he goes to the gym. She also like goes to the gym lah. So it wasn't like a horrible climb. In fact, she told me, right, it's adrenaline rush. She was like, oh, people are watching me climb up. And then she was like, oh, then after that you can see him on top. So she felt like, wow. Then she climbed up. I was like,
Prince Charming.
yeah, I was like, oh my god. And so she sneaked in like that lor. Then at night when all the family members are sleeping, then she'll go through the front door. She's crazy. Yeah, I just cannot imagine, you know, like looking at that place and then you see someone climbing.
Yeah.
Modern day Rapunzel in Singapore.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
It's really crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Will you ever do that? Will you ever do that?
Wow, I don't think I will even like think of this.
If your boyfriend has like climb,
Yeah.
your
Sorry, I
boyfriend asks you to
physically
climb.
can't. I'm weak.
Oh, sorry, I can't climb.
I cannot already. How?
Wait, but I would though. I would 100% do it.
Oh, is it in broad daylight?
Can I?
Quite fun, right?
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah. So she say also like sometimes raining. She still climb. Then she said, "Wow, sometimes I slip off the thing." I like, wow, that's a bit much lah.
So she risks her life also.
Yeah.
I mean, she won't be too injured.
Yeah.
Lah, but,
And then she also say like, cause she need to bring like a wallet, everything out. So she put this like sling bag, just the purpose of, so when she climb, right, very easy to climb. No handbag. Oh, that's quite funny. Yeah, when I think about it. She's crazy.
Yeah. So you ask her how many times she did this like on a weekly basis?
Almost every day there. She
Oh
say.
my god.
Yeah, they
must be
spend
very
a lot of time
Yeah.
together.
She's sweet.
Almost every day. And then she
my
say
God.
like there's a dog in the house, so the dog can smell one. So when she go up into the room, the dog will suddenly start barking.
Oh,
no.
Intruder alert.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they'll be so confused
Oh
what's
my
going
God,
on.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nobody
And
knows.
he keeps it in like under the bed,
The
the
leather.
ladder.
Oh my god. Imagine the mom like cleaning the house.
Why the
or
hell
whatever.
is there a ladder here?
What is it for?
Yeah.
Emergencies.
Hey, ma, I need to leave by the window. Oh,
That's
God.
a good story, you know.
Yeah.
Wow. Props to your friend.
Yeah, I know. But guys
My
don't
God.
climb windows.
Yeah.
It's actually illegal also, right? I don't
Is
know.
it?
No lah. Just dangerous. You might fall and die.
And that's all for today's episode. Thank you for watching. If you like any of the stories or you have a story yourself to share, please comment in the comment box below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Find me a husband. If you want crazy wife.